press. Perhaps Dr. Stocker could address this, and that is in relation to the first question. The fourth assessment report did make projections of impacts, meaning temperature rises as resulting from various levels of emission reductions. And we all see what the pledges are to this point as far as emission reductions from both developed and developing countries. What do you think the impact, the result would be of, well, let me put it this way, are we on a path with these pledged reductions to stay under 2 degrees Celsius?
Thank you very much. In order to stay and to reach the target of 2 degrees Celsius, you need to take a view of a very long time scale and also take into account the short time scales. And that is exactly why we have organized the Working Group 1 contribution to AR5 as far as it comes to the projections into 2 chapters. In other words, if you want to reach a 2 degrees target, you need early action. It's very clear. You may have some scenarios where you allow an overshoot of emissions, and you may still be able to reach in the model simulation world a 2 degree target, but it becomes more and more difficult as the emission cuts later in the 21st century need to go down much more rapidly. In essence, new research actually shows that it is the total amount of emitted carbon dioxide into the atmosphere from all sources worldwide that is a rather good metrics to determine whether or not a certain defined and agreed target will be met or not.
I wonder if you can comment on the degree to which the stolen emails come through have distracted both you and Sorry, Richard Littlemore from the Dieselmark blog. I wonder if you could comment on the degree to which the stolen emails from East Anglia have distracted the proceedings here, and you specifically. And I wonder, for example, if you could tell us whether you would have found this session necessary had we not been dealing with somebody questioning the science to that degree.
Well, this should be a collective response. Let me give you my 2 penny bit to begin with, and then my colleagues can add to that. Frankly, I've been talking to all the negotiators over here. I get the sense that they haven't been distracted. Now, of course, there would be 1 or 2 countries, maybe perhaps a few more, who would like to seize on this, and if I'm not to mince any words, would exaggerate the threat of this. Because, you know, the fact of it is that this has had absolutely no impact on either the 3rd assessment report or the 4th assessment report in terms of the findings, in terms of the robustness of the science. And I think all the countries that are represented here, as I indicated earlier, and my colleagues have also mentioned, were part of the approval process. And they approved of this report, not only for its contents, but the credibility of the manner in which we have produced the report. So in my view, I don't think it's made any difference at all. Within the halls of this particular building, maybe there are some people far away elsewhere who find this recreational distraction, but we haven't found that over here. But you know, you might want to respond to that, Tom.
I think the incidence has really shown the value of the 4th assessment report and its robustness. Because as I showed to you, and I tried to explain that in very short words here, the results and the major statements that are contained in these assessment reports, which are the result of a unique process and are the result of the contribution of hundreds of scientists having gone through multiple stages of reviews, has proven robust. And that incidence has actually shown that it is robust if you look very closely at the allegations or the statements that have been selectively brought on the internet. And you go then with these statements into the report, and you take your time, go into the thousands of pages that are out there in the public, you will see that there is no foundation for that.
Excuse me, it's time to close. I'm very sorry, but they are available for interviews just after this. As a courtesy to the next press conference, we have to leave now. I'm sorry, but please, we have a couple of questions that can be put to our guests on outside. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I just want to add to that, we are available now and some of us later in the week, and please feel free to call on the IPCC information office to see if you would like to talk about these or other issues further.
Also, all the documents will be on our website, ipcc.ch.